I took the opportunity and I went to class during that time and got my license.
That's smart.
It sure did.
That's smart.
And my first clients were my coworkers at the time, and I was really excited. And then the market crashed, and I opened up a hair salon. Believe it or not, I didn't do hair. I had never done hair, but I was a natural, and I had a very successful hair salon in West Tennessee.
It seems like you really love making people's dreams come true.
I do.
Making this a reality, because home ownership is something that is important to our legacy, to our family,
It really
for us as Black people.
Everything, it is always the customer experience.
Yeah, talk about it, girl.
It does not matter what the product is. It matters how the customer feels. Columbus founded the country based off real estate. He found nothing.
Right.
The
he came and landed on something that was already discovered.
Took real estate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everything is based off land.
Holding me.
Hello, everybody. I'm Ari Squires, and welcome back to another episode of the Release the Chains podcast, where we have real, raw, and revolutionary discussions helping people just like you release your mental, emotional, financial, and generational chains. So today I am very excited to have one of my homegirls here in the building with me today, and we are going to be talking about real estate investing and so many other amazing things. So let me tell you a little bit about Marcia Coleman. So Marcia Coleman is a full-service realtor. She's the founder and principal agent of the Home Collective Luxury Advisors, which is a real estate team specializing in servicing buyers and sellers in both residential, investment, and commercial sales. Known as the Dream Manifestor, and we're going to talk about that. I love that. Marcia works with clientele in all price ranges and loves assisting her clients to achieve their dreams in life and real estate. She is a multi-million-dollar top producing agent and a certified agent mentor for her brokerage nationwide. That's amazing. She truly loves what she does, and it shows in her success. Some of her real estate highlights: she's been a principal agent, multi-million-dollar top producer, certified luxury home marketing specialist, so she know what she's talking about. Senior real estate specialist, over 12 years combined real estate experience. She's licensed in Georgia and Tennessee. You're from Tennessee, right?
I am.
Okay. In condo, new construction, and custom build specialty. So welcome to the podcast. So tell me how you got started in real estate, because that's one of them things a lot of people want to do.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I got started pretty much like a lot of people when I bought my first house back in 2007.
Okay.
I just liked looking at houses. Yeah. And my husband and I, we bought new construction, and we had agents who were a couple, and they didn't show us the house. I don't even remember. We just remember them. I don't even remember them other than signing when we signed for the contract, and that was it. We didn't see them again.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
I wanted a different experience.
Okay.
And even till this day, every single Sunday, my husband and I go looking at houses.
Oh, wow. You like me. You like looking at new model homes. I like looking at model homes. I like looking at houses. I like the experience. Yeah. And I wanted a different experience. And so for me, still to this day, it's about the customer experience. That's awesome.
That's what it's
so
about.
What'd you say? I'm just going to get my license and I'm going to sell homes.
And that's exactly what I did.
Wow. So how was that process?
You know what? Let me tell you how it happened. I had to have a surgery. I was working full time, and I had to have surgery, and I was on short-term disability. Okay. And back then, you had to there was no online classes. Well, maybe it was. I don't remember. No, I don't think it was. And I took the opportunity, and I went to class during that time and got my license.
That's smart.
It sure did.
That's smart.
I got my license, and my first clients were my coworkers.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I sold
That's
three.
smart.
It was.
That's smart.
I sold 3 houses. I got pregnant, and I stopped selling real estate because I got pregnant, had a baby, and moved out of state.
Okay.
But I sold 3 houses to my coworkers at the time, and I was really excited. And then the market crashed.
So that was around 2008, 2009.
2009.
So what was next? What happened next from there?
I moved to Tennessee, and I opened up a hair salon. Believe it or not, I didn't do hair. I had never done hair, but I was a natural, and I didn't know what I was going to do. I just met a need that wasn't there at the time, and I had a very successful hair salon in West Tennessee for about 4 years.
Okay. So entrepreneur by heart, by nature.
By nature.
So what has been your biggest experience or learning lesson for you, even if it's just in not just real estate, but just being an entrepreneur? Because we have a lot of people watching who are entrepreneurs. What's been your biggest lesson?
Everything, it is always the customer experience.
Yeah, talk about it, girl.
It does not matter what the product is. It matters how the customer feels.
Yes.
It matters because the way I was successful in West Tennessee, with all they were accustomed to paying was $35 for getting their hair done. But they sat in my chair complaining, and they paid at minimum $65. Complaining, but they did it because it was about how I made them feel.
Yeah.
And
that's
because
good.
I focused on the experience. And in 6 months, in little West Tennessee, where I'm from, I made over 6 figures.
Wow.
Because I was about their experience. And people are still talking to me today about it was called en soie.
En soie.
Meaning to silk.
Okay.
And like I said, in everything I do, because I'm an entrepreneur at heart, it was just that time my product was hair, the hair service. It just so happened that, and now my product is real estate. And so now I'm back into real estate, and I love what I do.
I can tell.
Yeah,
I can really tell. It seems like you really love making people's dreams come true.
I do.
Making this a reality, because home ownership is something that is important to our legacy, to our family,
It really
for us as Black people. So what mistakes do new buyers make that you see?
Not being prepared. I always tell people the best clients are ready, willing, and able buyers. You have to be ready, meaning your mindset. Because we're already, even in this country, historically, what the wealth divide is always around real estate. Columbus founded the country based off real estate. He found nothing.
Right.
The
he came and landed on something that was already discovered.
Took real estate. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Everything is based off land.
There you go.
Right? So we're behind based off land. So in order for us to catch up, it's still based off land. So we've been told this dream that we've got to own real estate, and so now we've been told we've got to own our own home, and it doesn't have to be a home. It's just owning real estate.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? So whether it be your first house or whether it be your first property, I don't care. Get some real estate.
Let me stop you for there right now, because there's a lesson in that. Because when I grew up, my mom, she was born in the 50s. So that means her father was probably born in the 30s. Wow. Goodness. And so, it's just buy your home. Have this home for your family, which we should.
Right.
But I'm learning now, as I'm sitting in different rooms and sitting around wealth and people who are wealthy, sometimes people don't even they're living in a place that they don't even own, but they have property all around the world or all around the United States. And there's such a lesson in that, because real estate is assets, right?
It is.
So what are you teaching your clients about that?
I am teaching my clients, especially my younger clients. Sure, go ahead and buy a house. But as we're buying a house, let's also talk about, and I promise you, I'm having these conversations. Okay, we can buy you a house, because truthfully, these rents are astronomical.
Yes, they are.
So if you're gonna buy a house, if you're gonna pay some rent these days, because rents are higher than these mortgages, let's get a mortgage. But let's also make a plan to get you some income producing properties while you're at it. Let's make a plan for both. Matter of fact, if you want to do that first to pay for your mortgage, get or buy a even though Atlanta is tricky. It's
Yeah,
difficult.
but Atlanta doesn't have a lot
It
of
doesn't have
multifamily
hardly any
units.
multifamily units. It's hard to get them here. But if you can find a multifamily unit or build a multifamily unit, find you some land, do a tear down, get some multifamily units, live in one side, rent out the other side, rent that out to pay for your side. You get you one, buy three, do two, do stack them, do something to generate some income. Now, Airbnbs. There are so many Hey, I was behind the eight ball. Yeah. My husband and I, we are beginning to get into, let me tell you some stuff I had no clue about. The mobile home industry.
Oh, yeah. And that's what my daughter's getting into, because her first home, she's 27. Well, she's 28 now. But when she was 27, she did what you're recommending. She bought a duplex and she lives on one side and rents out. Now she's like, oh, hold on, let's buy some mobile homes. So talk about that. Tell us about that.
There are people buying entire mobile home communities. And there are people buying the older mobile homes. You know how we're buying these houses and flipping houses? Okay, so you can't afford to buy a $150,000 house and flip it for $50,000, $60,000 and sell it for $350,000 or $400,000, right? Okay, so maybe you have access to $40,000 and flip that mobile home for $10,000, $15,000 and sell it for $70,000.
Got it.
And then go buy your house and do the same. It's cheaper to flip a mobile home. Say, for instance, you have money in your 401k. You can borrow against it, flip it, pay it back. If you're young, you can do that. There are so many ways. That's why it is so important to teach our young people financial literacy now, early, not just as it relates to student loans. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on student loans. Please don't get me started on student loans. But we must really begin. If we're talking about wealth, it encompasses it all. Yeah. With the student loan, all of that stuff. It's just, we could go on for days.
So what about entrepreneurs? Because you're an entrepreneur, I'm an entrepreneur, and I know that it's different now, but I think it's kind of coming back around than it was before we had that big recession or that meltdown, what happened. Because they were doing, what was it called? I know we got one on our second property. No, our first two properties. We did what was it called? No something loan.
No doc?
No doc loan.
Oh, yeah.
Is that coming back for entrepreneurs or
is.
not?
Now, it is. There are lots of programs, and they are slowly coming back. The no-doc loans, however, require a lot. You have to be very cash heavy, like a lot of cash heavy. Your interest rates are going to be extremely high, and you're going to have to put like 30% down. So you have to be extremely cash heavy. But for some people with a lot of cash, they don't mind. Because if you don't want to have to put any taxes down, you don't want to have to prove anything, you just want to get a house, then hey, fine. You don't want to, because a lot of entrepreneurs are writing off everything.
Yeah.
But I have clients who've been writing off everything. And I tell them, listen, if you want a house, you've got to prepare for it if you're an entrepreneur. And there is opportunity costs. You've got to say, I want a house in the next year or so. So, either or, you got to pay your taxes or you're going to write off.
Right.
Which one you want?
Yeah.
So for a certain time period,
and that's a tough decision, because
it's a
when
decision.
You claim that income, you got to
make that decision for a good 2 years.
Yeah.
You got to just take the hit, or you don't want a house. You got to make the thing. Right. You got to make your mind, or you take the write-offs. And you just make a big down payment. It is what it is. You could. There are the bank statement loans where they will take either 12 or 24 months, and they will use your personal bank statement or your business bank statements, and they will take your 12 months deposits and average them, and they will use that as your income, and then they will use that as your qualify you for your loan, the amount of loan you qualify for, but they will need to see that a profit and loss statement, and then they will need to see that you've been in business for 2 years. So they will need to see that you're registered with the state. You can't, how sometimes you don't keep your state registration up.
Just basically get your stuff together. Keep your stuff together.
You got to prove that you are legitimately in business.
Yes, absolutely.
So you can't be in business and you can't have an FHA loan. These are regular loans. So you can't just have an You know how some people just file LLC and that's it. No, you got to be a legitimate business.
Right, absolutely. Absolutely. But this is good information because entrepreneurs, it is a little more challenging for us to purchase property. Let's talk about...
let me tell you one more thing.
Sure.
And your people, those PPP loans. Don't be ashamed if you got the PPP loans.
Oh yeah, I got a couple of PPP loans, honey. Yeah, I got forgiveness on them as well.
And I got forgiveness.
Yes.
You can use the PPP loan towards your income.
Okay. Oh really?
Yes, you can.
I didn't know that.
I have a client. She's a full-time worker, but she had a side business, and she was able to use the PPP. However, she decided not to use it because it hurt her DTI, her debt to income ratio.
Okay.
So you just have to give it a good lender who knows how to use all of the components, which is why you need a good realtor who has good relationships with lenders who know what they're doing, because they're all not created equal. Trust me on that.
Yeah, I know that you know.
Oh, yeah.
So I wanted to ask you a quick question about sometimes partnerships. Like I saw you just make a post, right? And it was so funny that you and your husband were going out looking at land. And ironically, I was out looking at land. I even took a picture. I was like, I was just dreaming, manifesting, visualization. I was just sitting there in that space like I would love. It was like right on Paper Mill Road. They have some land over there. I know. Wouldn't you love to have a beautiful
Those
house
lots about $1 million
there?
over there.
Huh?
Those lots about $1 million over there.
I'm sure I was sitting in $1 million lot. And so I always think about doing, you were talking about people buying the whole block and buying the whole community or the whole cul-de-sac and everything. Yeah. What does that look like? Is that something that you're planning for? Have you seen it done?
Oh, yeah.
Share with us, because I believe in group economics. Yes. I own a property in Maui, Hawaii with 2 other people. I didn't have credit at the time, but I had the down payment. Yes. So I'm on the title, I'm on the deed, but I'm not on, you know what I'm saying? Yes. And it's a group. I'm making anywhere from $800 to $1,200 a month residual income.
Passive. Let me tell you. And it really does my heart good. Let me tell you how many of us are developers. In the last month, I know of 2 sisters who have their developers and builder licenses. I just found out about another agent who is now a developer and has just got over 100 acres, and she's about to develop the land herself. Wow. And not with anybody else. Develop the land and build a community on it. So yes, it is possible. All you got to do is have the credit. Credit, people always say credit is not. No, credit is the way. Y'all, we have to have credit is so important. And I'm not just talking about just to buy a house. Yeah, you got to have it to buy a house. You talk about no cash is king. No, cash is not. Yeah, cash is king, but credit is power. Yeah. You have, even as a business owner, to get started in business, to build your business credit, you got to have a personal guarantee to get started.
Absolutely, yeah.
You're not going to get business credit without a personal guarantee.
Right. Okay, well, let's take a pause for the cause, but then we can take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back.
Okay.
No more chains holding me.
Many people dream of one day visiting the continent of the motherland. That, my friend, is the continent of Africa. Haki Ami and his team at Teaching Artists Institute service and provide tours to many artist-led excursions to many African countries, operating in 7 countries with artist-led entrepreneurial opportunities. These tours allow you to do more than just be a tourist, but to dive into the richness, traditions, and hidden resources of the natives. If you're seeking a unique experience in Africa, visit taitours.org and join one of their tours that include transportation, flights, food, out-of-this-world experiences, and accommodations. Also, connect with Haki Ami. He's an investor, author, networker. His book is available now. It's called Mission Unstoppable: Extraordinary Stories of Failures, Blessings, featuring Dr. George C. Frazier and Les Brown. He has various investing seminars, classes, workshops, and events. Visit successscholarhaki.com or call 410-209-9687.
No more chains holding me.
Okay, so you're talking about there are people out here developing land. Finish that conversation, because I don't want to pause for that, because this is good information, because knowledge is power, but you got to apply it. So
yes, there are plenty of people who are taking the knowledge and they are becoming developers and builders like never before, who are developing land. They are buying lots, and not just in the city. They are buying land and they are developing land. They're partnering together, joint ventures. They're not waiting till they know. They're getting with people who know, and they're buying this land, and they're developing land. And I'm telling you, just what I said I wanted to do. They're getting land, and they're developing, subdividing it, and 4 or 5 houses, and building their own houses. I'm talking about people that look like us.
That's amazing.
People that I know personally.
That makes me feel really good. That makes me feel good.
It's not something that we're dreaming of, and 2 and 3 people that used to do it. And you know how there are historically people that have done it in Atlanta. It is becoming the norm.
Now, do you think it's happening in other states as well? Because I know, Atlanta is, we black
well,
over
it's
here.
the mecca for it here, but yes, it is happening as
that's
well.
Good.
Matter of fact, I'm collaborating with the team in Memphis.
Nice.
A major project in downtown Memphis. All black owned. Condo project.
I love it.
40, 50 condo.
Well, make sure you give me the deets on that.
Oh,
please, because I'm definitely looking to upgrade my portfolio.
Oh, I will be sure to tell you. Yes, definitely.
So you call yourself what do you call yourself? The manifestation?
I am, yes.
I love it, y'all.
I'm a manifestation coach.
Okay.
I used to be what do I call myself? The manifestation maven. I kind of dropped that, the manifest her.
Manifest
but
her.
I called myself that, but then I researched it and somebody has copyrighted it.
Okay.
So I dropped it.
Okay.
Plus I didn't want to be known as that anyway, but I am the manifesting realtor.
Okay.
So because I like to help people manifest their dream home.
How do you do that?
I really, honestly, if you ask any of my clients, especially when we have our first consultation, I let them know that's what I'm about, because that's really my soul's purpose, right? So I get an opportunity to incorporate who I am and my mission in life into what I do, because sales is a skill set. That's what I'm good at.
Yeah.
Helping people realize who they are is my purpose. So I get to marry the two.
Wow.
So when you work with me, because buying a house is stressful, and my buyers and sellers can lose hope. They can get stressed out. They can want to quit, but not with me. I don't allow them to speak negative. When they lose hope, because we all wear hats as realtors, but I really just try to step in and I try to alleviate that for them, and I help them see different perspectives in the process up front. And I hopefully help them have a different experience.
Yeah. So is it like, do you have some steps that you kind of give them to follow with the manifestation process?
Yeah, I have them scripting.
Okay. Now what's scripting?
Yes, affirmation. You said what's scripting?
Yeah, what's scripting?
Oh,
I've heard it, but I don't know what it is. But I've heard this term before.
We write down what we desire and how we want to feel at the closing table.
Okay.
Yes, we do. Up
that.
front, what we desire. I have them write what they want. That's a part of the consultation process anyway. But up front, I will close on time. We will close on time. Like write-off. You know how we used to do write-offs?
Yeah.
We script it.
Yeah. Okay. That's amazing, because we hear, manifestation. It's kind of like a trendy word now.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? But it is a real process.
It's a process.
Actually something that can happen.
It takes effort.
Yeah.
It takes effort. Manifestation doesn't come without a human being doing something. It is magical because it's how it makes us feel, but it ain't magical without somebody doing something. It takes somebody doing something. It comes through a human being.
Yeah, I love that because I believe that. I've been doing visualizations since forever.
That's how we connected.
Yeah, just since forever, because I just believe in the process, and I believe in the dream boards. But for me, I have it on my phone. So like every other month, I put my dream car, my dream vacation, and it's a feeling. That's what people don't understand. It's not the actual object. It's the way you want to feel at that closing table.
It's until you can feel it, because feeling is the frequency. Is because, I can get deep on this stuff now.
Go get deep, girl. Educate, honey.
Because if you don't feel it, because feeling is a state of being, and until you can be it, you won't be it.
There you go. I love that. Yeah. And then you got to think it too. You got to think it. You got to put that energy out into the road as well. So Black women in home ownership, right? So I see I don't know what the statistics are, nor do I care about the statistics, but I'm assuming that there are, and I could be wrong, that there are a lot of Black women who are becoming homeowners. Like we do know that Black women are out here killing it. Black women are the largest growing entrepreneurs in the whole nation. So with that being said, are you finding that more Black women single Black women are investing in real estate and buying their homes, and what's happening with that process?
I wish I had we talked about this, but if I'm thinking about all of my clients over the last 3 years, if I were just to throw a number out, I would say 90% of my clients were single women.
Wow. I love it. Because I think about
90%
my
of my clients
mom.
were single
My
women.
mom was a single mom. She bought her home. It was her dream. She manifested it, you know.
I'm thinking maybe
That's amazing.
One, I probably had 4 couples, but all the rest were single women and maybe 2 single men.
I love it. So what are the conversations like with them? Like, are they entrepreneurs? Are they single mothers? Are
Most
they career
of them
women?
are career women. Most of them are career women. Almost all of them were career women.
I love that. So how does that make you feel being able to be
Amazing.
around that?
And when I tell you, because I am very specific about the type of client I desire and that I want to attract. I'm very specific. I always want ready, willing, and able buyers because I don't like stress. I always want my clients to come to me ready, willing, and able, meaning they come to me with their stuff together. They have the money and the credit. They're ready.
They're ready.
They're
Yep,
ready.
they're prepared.
They don't have credit issues. They're ready. And all my clients come to me ready. They got money in the bank. If they don't have the money, they can get the money. And that's just what I have. And so, what was your question?
No, just how does that make you feel?
That makes me feel great.
Because you're helping people create a legacy for themselves. Black women.
Listen, the woman, the last closing I just had was a single mom. Oh, I could cry thinking about it.
That just makes me feel good because it makes me think about my
Let me tell you,
mom.
we worked together since August of 2020. We just closed. This is October. When did we close? Was it October? Was it the end of September? Was it the 1st of October? We just closed about 2 weeks ago.
Okay. So that's very recent.
2021. She went through so much to close this house. It was, I could cry talking about it. She had a hit-and-run accident that changed her life physically. She had deaths in the family. She just had so much. She was literally homeless in the past month and a half before we closed. Just so much tragedy in her life. It was incredible. So the part that I played, and then she ended up getting the best house. You don't understand how many offers I wrote for her. You don't understand how many offers I wrote.
Like 20, 30? That
Probably
many?
so.
Wow.
Probably so. Probably so.
But she didn't give up.
She didn't give up. And she didn't feel like all was lost. She just didn't. She didn't. I think about her faith in this. It was incredible. I mean, that was some hard times, but it was just incredible, her faith in this.
But I think that's the Black woman. We know we can, you know what I mean? Yeah, we know how to.
And then this house was just built in September 2020. So she basically had a brand new house.
Okay. Well, congratulations to you and her. And I just love to see it. I just feel like, the work we do, like our purpose, it's so great to be a part of the process that's creating legacy within our community. And it's just so amazing. And I know that's why so many people now are jumping into entrepreneurship because they want to be a part of the impact that's happening in our culture and in our world. So kudos to you. I'm so proud of you. So were there some changes? What do you think as far as thinking about some of your clients? You say most of them are Black women. What do you think some change they had to release in their mental state, their physical, emotional state in order to get there mentally to prepare?
Lack.
That's good.
Lack.
That's good.
Because, I deal with a lot of entrepreneurs. And you would not believe that even though I deal with a lot of entrepreneurs that are making money, they still have a lack mindset.
Wow.
People don't believe that. People don't think that just because you're making money that you don't have. They still struggle with the lack mindset. They still struggle with credit issues. So, I'm evolving even with the type of client that I'm attracting. That I still have a calling to help those who are entrepreneurs, because I'm dealing with even more entrepreneurs now, to understand that we have an obligation to build wealth and to show our children, and to not only just to buy these dream houses, but to build wealth through real estate. because I'm playing catch up in that area.
A lot of us are, though, because we weren't educated young.
Right.
Yeah.
Not because I was just taught to buy the house, but we've got to buy the block. Yes. We've got to get into
buy
commercial.
The land.
We've got to buy the land and hold the land.
Vacation homes,
We've
all
got
of that.
My goal is to buy a house in Destin, Florida. Everybody knows my husband does not. He don't understand why Destin is my. Y'all hear me? I will have
it's
a
gonna
house.
Happen. It's coming. I know
beach house in Destin,
I
Florida.
love it. I love
in the
it.
next 2 years, anyway. So in the next year, really. So we've got to understand in multiple. I have a friend just bought a house in Italy, and I didn't even know how easy it was to buy a house in Italy.
They say it's a lot easier in other countries.
$15,000 cash in Italy, and the house is amazing.
Wow. Now that's goals. That's goals.
$15,000 cash.
That's goals.
A house that we probably would spend over $300,000 easy here.
Wow.
And it was a renovated house for Italy.
Oh wow.
She's going to renovate it for Western standards, but it's an amazing house.
Now let's get back to that lack mentality, because where do you think it stems from?
How we were raised, programming. Still thinking that we're never going to have enough, thinking that we've got to keep clawing, thinking that we haven't made it, thinking that it's not enough for everybody, thinking that we've got to hustle and grind all the time. And still, when you're an entrepreneur, you're still operating as a worker. You know what I'm saying? Not as a wealth builder, period. You know, and it's a different mindset. And you've got to reprogram your beliefs around money. You can't build wealth through real estate until you reprogram your mind around money.
Yeah, and that's good. That's something that I had to do early on.
Yeah.
And I think it's
that's
about
a process.
It is, and it's about being around the right people.
Right people.
Because the way we were raised, sometimes we're having conversations with people who don't have the knowledge. They don't have the information. They're still in that same lack mindset and mentality that we're in, and it's hard to get out of it if you're not changing your conversations, changing your environment, changing the rooms you're sitting in, changing what you're reading and listening to. Yeah.
The room. You got to get in the room.
Yes, you do.
You got to get in the right rooms.
Yep, it's life changing. So we're going to take a break, and we're going to come back and talk a little bit more about home ownership and manifestation. We'll see you in a few moments.
No more chains holding me.
Some of you guys I haven't had the pleasure yet of meeting. So I'm Ari Squires, and this is just something that I've been doing lately. You have to do that, and that's again changing your circle, because if I want my masterminds to be powerful, I gotta have powerful people in the room. What happens is when you go in knowing that the deal is already done, your conversation is different. But I just love to pour, so I love people who are here for the knowledge, because I'm an open book. Anything you want to know, any resources, any connections, anything, I am an open book. That's just who I am. And basically what she's saying and what I'm saying too, and I think we all can agree, is that it boils down to you have to make some sacrifices at the end of the day. Because you have to, that's why I always say, where do you want to be 1, 3, and 5 years from now? Because if you have that goal written on paper on your little white sheet on your in your office or wherever you look at every day, you realize, okay, well, I have to make sacrifices if I want to get there. You know, I'm not saying don't sleep. We need our sleep, but I get plenty of sleep. But yeah, what sacrifices are you willing to take? Okay.
No more chains holding me.
All right, welcome back. So we have been talking about some really good stuff here that can change the dynamics of our future and our legacy, which I think for me has always been very important, because like I was sharing, my mother, she was, raised a certain way, but she taught me about investments. I was pretty lucky, I think. She worked really hard as a single mom to get her dream, and it just blessed my heart to see her accomplish that. That's why it touches my heart.
I remember seeing your post about this, showing the home. That was amazing.
That was like, she always talked about it as, when we were growing up, I'm going to buy a home. I want to own some property. Like, that was just like her dream. And to see her do it the way she wanted to do it, which was a model home, a brand new home. It's a beautiful home.
That is amazing.
Yeah, just to see that.
For our parents' age.
It is, because we don't really see it a lot, especially single black moms, right? And that really touches me. So my purpose in life is to help others realize what their potential and what could happen. And so we have to release the chain of that lack mentality. So what have you learned mostly, right? In investing or in buying your own property? Like, what mistakes did you make that we can learn from?
So moving too fast and not being educated, right? And when it comes to investing, because I'm learning a little bit more about investing. When it comes to investing, I was investing based off other people. And I learned that when I invested, I need to invest based off of me and what feels best for me. And I learned to invest based off things that I use and do just on a daily basis.
Okay, right.
And I learned to figure out the type of investor that I am. Am I a holder? Am I a risk taker? Things like that.
Yeah.
Because everybody's different. Everybody's different. You know, and so and I'm still learning. Still learning.
We're always learning.
Actually, my husband and I are different. You know, when it comes to that type of thing, we spend differently. No, we don't. We spend the same. We save differently.
Okay.
Right.
Sound like me and my
husband.
husband.
He's a spender. He likes to spend money.
Okay.
Oh, he's a spender.
Okay.
Yeah, we budget differently. Yeah, we budget differently.
So you guys are learning how to balance it. So you guys
after 22 years, we still learn.
Uh-huh.
I have the monies. He like sit back spend, but anyway, we ain't gonna do that. But you know, the mistakes the first house, I didn't know. You know, like you, I grew up. My parents are still married, 54 years this year.
Oh, congratulations!
So my father, they were a young couple. They're still in the same house that I grew up in. Well, the first house they bought a first house. The first house was a little bitty house. Then the second house we moved in when I was 7. I'll be 50 this year. So they've been in that house. 43 years. Okay. So they're still in that house. Okay. So they've always been homeowners. So that's all I knew was homeownership. Now my husband, his family bought their first house when he was 12.
Okay.
So he knew renting and he didn't know how to buy. He didn't even know it was possible to buy or what the process was like until he saw one of his first cousins when he was in college. And his cousin was a little older and he went to DC to see his cousin. And he was like, wow. And then he saw a classmate when they graduated college. He's like, you bought this house? Like, how did you buy a house at our age? That type of thing. So like they just weren't taught. Yeah. And so when we bought our house, we just didn't really know. And we didn't save because we weren't savers like that. He was a saver. We didn't have enough saved. And we spent all of our 401k. Some of the things I would have saved a little bit more aggressively. Things like that.
That's a good. So save more aggressively.
Save more aggressively. Been more smart with how we were saving. I would even do that more now.
Yeah.
You know?
So what's your advice in saving? Because, especially as an entrepreneur, but even for people who have a set income, right? It's sometimes, as an entrepreneur, I know most entrepreneurs, we have some good months, we have some bad months, right? We have some very good months and then we have some very bad months.
Yes.
So
it's up and down. Nobody tells you that stuff. What's my best advice for an entrepreneur? Get a financial advisor.
Good advice.
Get a financial advisor. Get an advisor. Get somebody who knows how to help you save on a consistent basis, because leave it up to you. When you have the bad months, you're not going to do it.
That's good.
They're going to help you live within your means no matter what the income flow is.
And one thing I learned, I read a book, and I'll see if I can find the book and post it, write it below for those of you who are watching. But it was a book, and I think it was called The Automated Millionaire, something like that. And it was mainly a book not for entrepreneurs, but for career people who had a steady income. But I've built my business now where I can have predictable income now, which has been a blessing, but it's taken me a long time to do that.
It takes time.
You got to live and learn. You got to learn from your mistakes.
Oh, yeah.
But I really loved how he talked about having money being taken out of your account every month without you knowing it, without you seeing it, and it's just going into your investment account. So that's how I have my life insurance policy set up now, because you can also borrow from your life insurance policies to buy property as well, right?
You sure can.
So I've learned that, through my experiences in building wealth. And so, I love that idea. If you don't see it, and it's just going into these investment accounts, these stocks, whatever it is, your savings, whatever. I don't put my savings in the bank, though, because they're not going to take my money and use it to give it to other people.
Well, yeah, I ain't gonna talk about it, but put them in banks is a waste of time.
It is.
It's a waste of time.
It is.
I mean, honestly, it's just a waste of time.
Yeah, you could put it in a life insurance policy or just hold on to it however you want to do it. But that's a whole nother discussion.
It took me a long time to learn that.
It's a whole other discussion. But I do feel like people need to understand that, as well, that, the banks are taking our money and they're lending it to other people.
That's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, and they're giving, and then they won't even lend it to us sometimes. Or they'll charge us an interest rate to loan us money, but they're investing our money.
They're charging us to loan us our money.
But exactly, and they're taking our money and they're investing it in real estate or the stock market.
Say it again. Do you know who the largest real estate company investor is?
Probably Chase or McDonald's.
Walmart.
Oh, Walmart. Okay, I didn't know that. Yeah, I can see that.
They're more of a real estate company than anything.
Yeah, just like McDonald's. That's how McDonald's
is a real estate company.
Yeah,
yes.
exactly. It's their money. They're making their money in real estate.
That's what I thought I was saying. Real estate is how the world works.
Yeah, that's how you build that wealth.
There's no more land to be made.
Yeah. So that's good. But I love if you don't see it, then you can't. It's just automatically coming out of my account every month, and I love it. I don't even look at it. Maybe every quarter I'll look at it.
And you're building and building and building.
And then I go and I look once a quarter or every 6 months, and I'm like, wow, that look good. But you just leave it alone. You let it do what it's going to do. Especially like in crypto and things like that. You just let it go.
Are you into crypto?
Yeah, absolutely into crypto. I've been in crypto since 2017, so I have a lot of money in crypto, and I'm very excited that I listened to a friend of mine who I'll have come on the show and talk about crypto because they're like millionaires with crypto. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm definitely in that space as well. So
that's right. I asked you that.
Yeah. We've been doing that for a long time. We used to teach classes on it, but real estate is also a very good way to diversify that income. So I want to talk about these generational chains, right? Okay. Because I feel like we as successful people, entrepreneurs, people who are getting the knowledge, we have to share the knowledge, right? But I do know that a lot of times we have to invest in the knowledge as well. So do you have any classes or courses or anything that you provide for people to help them with their mindset, to help them with their budget, anything that you have that you can kind of share? Something that people can invest in,
Yes, I actually do. Well, I do. I have a book, an ebook.
Okay, good.
Called Manifest My Dream Home.
Okay.
It's at manifestmydreamhome.com.
Okay, manifest.
Hold
on, spell that out. Manifestmydreamhome.com.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
And with that, you can choose to just buy the ebook and download the book. And I am going to reintroduce the program and the group where you can choose how you want to purchase. You can purchase the book. You can purchase 2 options to coach with me, where you can purchase the book if you intend to purchase a home, and you can work with me if you need to get yourself prepared to buy a home, and I'll walk you through the steps and get you ready, and even get you with some credit people if you have credit challenges. Because listen, people think that because I'm a luxury, I am certified luxury, but I work with all price points, because luxury to some people think luxury is only over $1 million. No, I have people in my neighborhood who $400,000 is luxury. So what luxury to you is not luxury to everybody else. So I can help you become a ready, willing, and able buyer. And you can coach with me for 30 days. You can coach with me for 60 days or for 90 days. But I want to help you to experience buying your home. People are saying, well, I'm going to wait until the market crashes. Waiting only means the interest rates are going to go up. And I posted a couple of weeks ago how right now the interest rates are still historically low. So what that's going to mean is this. So right now, a $300,000 house, let's just say the interest rates are 3.5, okay, at $300,000. At 3.5, and I don't know what the real numbers are, but let's just say the note is $1,350. I'm just throwing out numbers. These aren't the right numbers. So the rates go up to 4.5. The house that's $300,000 is now going to cost $350,000, and the note is going to now be $1,450. So if you're waiting for the market to crash, which all indicators say that it's not going to crash, it may level off, but the prices are not going down. They're not. So we want to get you prepared. I was talking to someone today. Their rent for a 2-bedroom apartment is $2,000. $2,000. This is just like in an average part of town. $2,000. So that on a house, $2,000, we're looking at about $250, $275 house.
And that's a nice house.
That's a nice house.
That's a nice house. Yes.
That's a nice house. Yeah. You can get in any county in Atlanta, in certain parts of every county for that. So get your, and I have, depending on your debt to income ratio, every case is different. So don't just think it's just your income. Don't think, well, I don't make enough money. No, it just depends on your debt to income ratio, depends on your credit score. You don't know what you qualify for. So,
So you can help them understand the process.
The entire
And they don't have to live in Georgia to get this right.
Listen, I can help you anywhere. I can help you out of the country.
That's good to know.
I can.
That's good to know.
So yes.
That's awesome.
I'm with a brokerage that's global.
That's awesome because we got to get the knowledge. I know, I have mentors and I have coaches, and the more that I've invested in myself, the more I receive, and it's always a great return on my investment. So I believe
I have
in that.
coaches as well.
Yeah, so I believe in the power of investing to get the knowledge, and not even just the knowledge, because the knowledge is out there. You can research, Google, you can read books, but to get the support from an expert, someone who actually knows what they're talking about, they have the experience. It's a different type of thing to have someone sit down with you and say, okay, let's do this. Let's write on this flip chart. Let's do this. Let's break it down.
Listen, I
and
call
give
my
you
coach
steps.
on the way over here.
Yeah, see, honey, listen. And what has been your greatest lesson from your coach? What are you learning from your coach? Because I think it's important that people understand the power of having this support.
Accountability.
That's good.
Consistency.
Yeah. And that's good because a lot of people, even when it comes to budgeting, saving, we want these things, but being consistent.
It's the consistency.
I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, you guys. Well, we have had an amazing talk. I hope that you have some stuff to walk away with. Please share where they can connect with you on Instagram. What's your Instagram handle?
On Instagram, you can find me at Marcia Coleman _ That's MarciaColeman _ at Instagram. I'm over. LinkedIn. I am just Marcia Coleman at LinkedIn, and Facebook. Marcia Coleman, the Home Collective.
And what's your website?
My website is marciacoleman.com.
Love it. Love it. You guys, make sure you guys connect with her again. And yes, she is in Georgia and Tennessee, but she can help you no matter where you are, which I think is so important. So get the support. I'm wishing you guys all success because I do believe in the power of releasing these mental, emotional, and generational chains so that we can build this wealth, create this legacy. But you can create your legacy now. Your legacy is just not when you're gone.
No,
but
now.
Create your legacy now and live the life that you want to live and manifest the life that you want to live so that you can, feel good about what you're doing in this world. So I thank you so much, Marcia, for coming and blessing us today. So we will see you guys next time. Be sure that you follow our pages. You can follow us on Instagram at Release the Chains. Be sure that you are subscribed to this channel and that you're liking and commenting. We appreciate your feedback. And also you can follow me on Instagram and all across the board at Ari Squires Speaks. So I will see you guys next time. Thank you guys for tuning in.